If we were to recombine the fortune Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, left to his heirs, that fortune would amount to roughly $150 billion. Quite a family fortune. This may be hard to believe, but there is a wealthier family, perhaps the wealthiest family the world has ever known. Britain's Daily Telegraph decreed, "This multinational banking family is a byword for wealth, power, and discretion. The Rothschild name has become synonymous with money and power to a degree that perhaps no other family has ever matched." Kings and queens, princes and popes, governments and principalities did not act, but with the consent of the Rothschilds. One man, starting from a crowded tenement house in a Frankfurt ghetto, established the wealthiest, most powerful family in the world by building relationships, leveraging trust, and employing a new social technology. The Rothschilds facilitated the flow of money. The Rothschilds' business was money, trading in money. Leveraging the power of money, they were able to rise from virtual obscurity to the crest of international finance and political influence in 2 generations. The Rothschilds' rise began with Meyer Amschel Rothschild in the late 1700s. As a boy helping with his father's money-changing business, Meyer developed an interest in coins. He apprenticed at an Oppenheim banking house in Hanover. After his father died, Meyer returned to Frankfurt, where, like his father, he served as a general agent and banker. He traded in art, coins, and other collectibles. Meyer's father had traded with Prince William of Hesse and had built a reputation for integrity. With bold maneuvering, Meyer was able to secure Prince William as a customer of his. Upon the death of the prince's father, William inherited the largest private fortune in all of Europe. Meyer was appointed an agent of the court. He served as a banker for the royals and brokered international financial agreements. Meyer's business prospered. He built relationships within the tight-knit, mostly Jewish community of bankers and financiers, and he retained as clients the wealthiest nobility in the region. But Meyer saw opportunity well beyond the Rhine River Valley. As the 19th century dawned, Meyer dispatched his 5 sons to the seats of financial power around the continent. By 1812, the year he died, the Rothschilds had banking and finance operations in Frankfurt, Vienna, Naples, London, and Paris, each run by one of Meyer's sons. Recognizing information was the master key to riches in the finance game, the Rothschilds built an efficient system of couriers, what their competition called spies, around the continent, so they could routinely communicate with one another, sharing key business, financial, and political information. Through disciplined lending and investing, the Rothschilds became a financial force to be reckoned with on the continent. It was, however, the ambition of one despot which provided the opportunity for spectacular gain. In the feudal city-state system dominating Europe at the time, most monarchies operated by means of tribute. Conquering and plundering were the way to get ahead. Squabbling amongst nobles was a popular pastime. The ambition of one man, Napoleon Bonaparte, became legendary. Napoleon, ruler of France, sought to make himself Emperor of Europe. The Rothschilds were organized to take advantage of war, as the prosecution of war requires money on a scale necessitating international finance. The big opportunity came with the culmination of the struggle against Napoleon. Nathan Rothschild, the family principal in London, brokered a deal to finance the Duke of Wellington fighting Napoleon on the continent. In the showdown with Napoleon, it was Nathan's tactical maneuvering which proved to be the most profitable. Napoleon gambled his ambitions at a place called Waterloo. As Napoleon's dreams of empire failed, Nathan took advantage on the London Stock Exchange. Because of the Rothschilds' network of informants, Nathan knew the outcome of the Battle of Waterloo well before anyone else on the trading floor. Nathan began to sell. Other traders, knowing the Rothschilds were well informed and well connected, and seeing Nathan sell, followed his lead. Soon, the market was in a panic. Rothschild waited until the brokers were in a frenzy, and then he had his agents begin to buy at pennies on the dollar. When word of the outcome of Waterloo reached Rothschild's competitors, they realized they had been duped. Nathan walked away with sizable trading profits that day. A few hours' work on the trading floor, however, was not the grand opportunity the Rothschilds had in the offing. They had a larger prize still to come. To finance the war, the Rothschilds had issued long-term bonds. Typically, with war financing, prices of bonds would rise and fall along with the tide of battle. When a war concluded, funds were no longer required and the bonds would usually decline in value until liquidated. With the war concluded, it seemed the opportunity for profit would also be lost. But Nathan made a shrewd calculation. He wagered heavily that with reparations and accelerating industrial development requiring financing, British bonds would in fact appreciate. The gamble paid off handsomely. This one move in the bond market brought the Rothschilds a vast fortune. Those profits were used to finance the industrialization of Europe and bold projects to enhance transportation and trade around the world. Unity, integrity, industry was the Rothschilds' family motto. The Rothschilds stuck together. Theirs was a family business. And they were nothing if not industrious. They forged relationships, built networks, and innovated. They facilitated the flow of the currency of trust, money. The Rothschilds commanded the high ground in an industry in its infancy, international finance, and they amassed a fortune perhaps unparalleled in the history of mankind. The business of money is the business of trust. To build a financial organization to endure, a financier must do what he says and deliver what he promises. Integrity is the watchword in the business of trust. Money is the currency of trust.